In recent memory, Marvel Studios has found themselves met with a lot of discourse over how they presented the Hulk in live action. And somehow, as with everything, the old version that everybody hated is once again looked upon as godlike, because that's how the internet rolls with revisionist history. So let's talk about Eric Bana's Hulk, and him officially talking about the frustrations and backlash to that version of the character. Remember when the Hulk took a bite out of a missile? Yeah, fought poodle dogs, fought his dad, half-absorbing man. Yeah, some people are going to tell you now that that's a great film and a classic. I guess we've come to the point where 2000s films are now looked back upon as some sort of innovative thing that, despite being hated ever since they released all the way till a couple years ago, revisionist history and nostalgia now has clouded people's judgment. Again, I don't outright hate the film. I think there's some stuff in it I really enjoy, Eric Bana being one of those things. And we know that The Incredible Hulk was supposed to be a direct sequel up until Marvel Studios came in and made a deal to make it an MCU film, hence why they changed directions, but still sort of loosely pick up the pieces of where the first film left off. But yeah, I don't think they're ever going to mention that film again, unless maybe it's mentioned somewhere in the multiverse, but who knows. But in a recent interview, Eric Bana was asked about a potential return to the Hulk, his time working on the franchise, and of course, the memories of that film, his favorite director, and everything like that. And he said that his number one director is Ang Lee, who of course directed that film. And when the playlist asked him about his memories of the film, the backlash and the frustrations, he talks a lot about it because of the circumstances and the time where the film was made, obviously in the early 2000s. And he said that a lot of people pushed back on the film because the CGI of the Hulk was something that just wasn't there. And there was a lot of frustrations with getting the film out the door. There was a lot of pressure from the studio, aka Universal. There was a lot of budgetary constraints. There was a lot of unsure people in regards to how the film is going to play out and its interesting editing style, which, if you guys remember, it moves along like a comic book is playing. Like there's literal comic book panels that transition between scenes. And yeah, it was very jarring. Sure, it looked like a comic, but again, it didn't really fit what the film was going for in terms of tone when a serious moment is literally cut by a page turn. Like, it takes you out of it. Ultimately, he says that he's proud of what they did because you can see how that film evolved elements of superhero films, and he's right. It proved that the Hulk could be done in all CG, even though if it was very crude at the time. Just a handful of years later, we got The Incredible Hulk, which in my opinion is still the best the Hulk has ever looked. So, you know, it was innovation there. At least that's a positive, even if he has some frustrations and bad memories in regards to what happened with it.